Hey there, this is Molly Patrick with Clean Food Dirty Girl, and it is with so much excitement that I invite you to my 2023 Plant Fueled Reset. Our kickoff call is January 7th, and we will go through February 4th. Okay, so here is the problem with most resets, including resets that I have created and ran in the past. So most resets have these instructions, these rules, having you do this like crazy list of things that, while it might give you amazing results while you're doing it, and at the end of the reset, oftentimes you're doing so many things and packing so much in there and going so much outside of your normal routine that by the end of the reset, you're so ready to be done because it's just not sustainable to keep it going. The problem with this is, like, it's not a problem and it is a problem, right? It's not a problem because you get to feel amazing and really challenge yourself and really, you really go like all in for one solid month. But the issue with that is, then what about the other 11 months in the year? What about February and March, or I don't know, October, for example? So when I was thinking about creating and leading another reset, I really wanted to do it differently. And I really wanted this to be a foundation that you could kind of build for yourself, that you could then have kind of throughout the rest of the year, for next year if you wanted, for the year after. And so in order to do that, I'm making this realistic and doable. So the thing is, a lot of people, they want that silver bullet. Like, they want that one thing. They want that one promise. That one thing that'll just make it all okay. That one thing that they'll like just be so healthy if they just take this one thing, or just do this one thing, or just move their body in this one way, right? They just want all of their kind of problems to be solved with just this one thing that maybe they haven't found yet. And they got to give this new thing a try. And I don't believe in silver bullets. It just doesn't work that way. So what I have found in my own life and throughout running mini resets and doing this work for a long time is that instead of a silver bullet, what it is, it's not sexy. It's not all that exciting. It's not even that like amazing to market to people, because it really is just consistently doing these healthy habits every day. And not even huge healthy habits, right? It's just, it can be small things, but doing them every day over time and being consistent with them is really what makes the difference in the long run. Now, that's not always a super fast process, and we want things done yesterday, right? We want to be healthy, and we want to be at our ideal weight, and we want to be glowing, and we want all of our health problems to be solved, and we want it all done last year. Right? But it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. However, if you made the decision, okay, I'm going to start doing this, let's say in January with this reset, then by next January, imagine where you would be. So it's not that sexy. It's not that silver bullet. It's not that promise of like change your entire life in 30 days and, you know, be a model for Vogue in just 4 short weeks. Not realistic, not going to happen. Well, you might be a model for Vogue. That might be totally possible. But for most of us, right, it's just, it's showing up every day and being consistent with these healthy habits. That's it. It's just not that sexy, but it works. That is what works consistently over time. And that is what is sustainable. Because when you go at it in this way, you are much less likely to go like 150% and do it so perfect and in the box, and then something happens, you stopped doing these things, and then you fall completely off the wagon, right? We talk about this wagon, it doesn't really exist, but we talk about it. Apparently it's there somewhere. We just don't, I've just never seen the wagon, but we fall off, and then it's like, okay, well, I give up. Bring on the cheese and not moving my body, bring on the Netflix, bring on the alcohol, bring on, you know, the the sugar and the sweets and bring it on because I'm not following this, 150% in the box full force, just following this to the T, right? So it gets us in trouble, where I always like to find that middle ground. Where's that space where you're showing up, where you're challenging yourself enough to see changes, to experience shifts, but not being so overwhelmed that you just give up, or that it's not sustainable in your life and you can't do this with your everyday life in a month, a year, 3 years from now. So what this reset is all about, this is different because although it will be challenging, right? My intention for this reset is really helping you build a really solid foundation that you can incorporate for the rest of your life if you want to. So, and here's why that is so important. Here's why it gives me goosebumps to talk about. When we go through life, there's so many challenges, right? There's so many challenges in life, and there's just stuff that happens that we don't want to happen. That is the nature of life, right? And that's with every single human that has ever lived and that will ever live. That is the nature of it. There's hard life shit that all of us go through. When you have a solid foundation of healthy habits, right? When you have those practices that you can come back to every day, just a little bit here, a little bit there, right? And you build this nourishing foundation for yourself that's solid and that you can trust. When that messy life stuff comes at you, you will be okay. Because you will feel strong, you will feel grounded, and you can rely on these healthy habits to get you through it. I have gone through hard life shit when I did not have a solid foundation of healthy habits. And I was a hot mess. I didn't think I could get through it. I felt I felt like fragile. And I felt like, oh, this is so hard, it might break me. It's so hard, I can't deal with it. It's so hard. I need to drink and smoke, and I need to turn to anybody who will listen and just talk about it constantly because I can't hold it, right? It was just a feeling of being so dependent on outside stuff when hard life stuff happened that I almost felt powerless in my ability to get through stuff. When I didn't have my healthy habits, when I didn't have my healthy routine, it was like I was sort of flailing. And now that I'm by no means perfect, and I'm very much looking forward to this reset because I'm going to do it with you. But I have enough of a healthy, solid foundation, this foundation of healthy habits and these little things that I do every day, that when the hard life stuff comes, I'm like, all right, I got this. Let's do this. Bring it on. I can handle this. I am strong enough for this. I will absolutely get through this. Yes, it's going to suck. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be painful. And I'm here for it. I am here for life. I'm no longer afraid of what's going to happen. I'm no longer afraid of taking risks. I'm no longer afraid of feeling a certain way because I know I got my own back. And I know that throughout all of it, throughout all the ups and downs and all the hard moments, I know that I can rely on this healthy foundation that I have created for myself. And this does not include juice fasts and restricting and making my life miserable in these ways. This is just practical, common sense, healthy habits that I do every day. That's it. And that's what I want to teach you. I want to help you build that solid foundation so when life stuff happens, when that big hard stuff happens, right, you're ready for it and you can get through it. You can get through it without turning to, excess food and alcohol or drugs or drama or whatever the thing is for you that you tend to grab to when it gets hard. You can really stand strong in who you are, feel powerful, know that you are strong enough to handle this, know that you have your own back, and know that these healthy habits are going to help you through this. It's just coming down to these 6 guidelines that we're going to go through together for the entire month. And I'll give you those guidelines during our kickoff call on January 7th. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us, support@cleanfooddirtygirl.com. We're happy to answer any questions. Okay, see you soon.